The average car payment for a new car is about $730, and more than 16% of new car buyers are paying $1,000 or more per month, which is insane. So in this video, we're gonna go over how much of a car you can afford based on your salary. That way you don't get stuck with an extremely high car payment. I'll also be showing you how much I pay for my personal car, important car buying rules, and whether paying cash, financing, or leasing is a better option based on my real life experience with each one. The first car buying rule I want to go over is the 35% rule. This rule suggests that whether you're paying cash, leasing, or financing a car, the most you spend should not exceed 35% of your gross annual income. That means if you make $30,000 a year, the most you should spend on a car is $10,500. If you make $70,000 a year, the most you should spend is $24,500. And if you make $130,000 a year, the max you should spend is $45,500. Now, to be honest, this rule is mostly for people who grew up watching Fast and the Furious, who love cars, or who care about having a nicer car while staying within a budget.
It's family.
But for people who just need something to get them from point A to point B, you can turn this into the 20 to 25% rule to save even more money. That means if you make $30,000 a year, the price of the car you buy should be $6,000 to $7,500. If you make $70,000, the price should be $14,000 to $17,500. And if you make $130,000 per year, the max price should be $26,000 to $32,500. By the way, these aren't strict rules, but if you follow them, you should be able to buy an affordable car and have enough money left over for your other financial needs. The next car buying rule I want to go over is the 24-10 rule. The 20 in this rule suggests you can afford a car if you can make a down payment of 20%. So if you're buying a $30,000 car, that means your down payment should be $6,000. What you need to understand is that cars are depreciating assets, and they lose about 20% of their value in just the first year and continue to lose value each year after. The problem with this is that you can end up upside down on a car loan, which means you owe more than what the car is worth. So here's an example of how depreciation can lead to an upside down car loan. Let's assume you fully finance a car for $30,000. After 1 year, the car will depreciate by 20%. So now the car is only worth around $24,000, which means if you want to sell that car after the first year, you can sell it for $24,000. But the problem is that you might owe more than $24,000 on your loan, which means you're upside down on your car loan. Now, although this is very common, it can make it hard to sell or trade your car because you're going to need to pay off the negative equity to do so, which may be inconvenient. So overall, by making a 20% down payment on a car, you'll lower the amount you finance, lower the interest you'll pay over the life of the car loan, lower your car payments, and reduce the likelihood of becoming upside down on your car loan. The 4 in this rule suggests taking out a car loan with a term of 4 years or less. In other words, you should aim to finance a car for no more than 4 years or 48 months. Typically, when you choose a shorter term car loan, your monthly payments will be higher, but you'll pay less interest overall. On the other hand, if you go for a longer term, your monthly payments will be smaller, but you'll pay more interest over the life of the loan. For example, if you were to finance a $30,000 car for 4 years, you would end up paying $2,529 with 75 cents in interest. But if you choose to finance it for 6 years instead, you would pay $3,829 with 32 cents in interest. That's a difference of $1,299 with 57 cents in extra interest you'd be throwing away. So essentially, by getting a shorter loan of 4 years or less, you'll avoid paying more interest over time and pay off the car loan quicker. Finally, the 10 in this rule suggests you should keep your total car expenses, including the monthly payments, insurance, and maintenance, to less than 10% of your monthly income. So using this rule, here's how much car payment you can afford based on different salaries. If you make $30K a year, your total car expenses, including insurance and maintenance, should ideally be around $250 per month. At $90K, you could afford to spend up to $750 a month. At $120K, you can afford $1,000 in car expenses per month, and so on. All in all, by following the 24-10 rule, you can save money on interest and principal payments, pay off your car loan quicker, and keep up with your car-related payments while leaving room for other expenses. Now, it's very important to know that this rule doesn't consider your credit score, which can impact the amount of interest you pay and make it difficult to get a car loan if your credit is bad, even with a 20% down payment. It also doesn't take inflation into account, which can make buying a car more difficult. And some people may also have a limited budget, may not want to make a 20% down payment to begin with, or take out a shorter loan with a higher car payment. Therefore, while this rule is very helpful for determining how much car you can afford, your specific situation and needs will ultimately determine the best approach for you. Now, the question everyone always asks is, should you buy a car in cash, finance it, or lease it? Let's first go over cash versus financing. When buying a car, you have two choices. You can either pay for it in cash, which means you use your own money to purchase a car outright, or you can finance it with a car loan. People who choose these options usually plan on keeping their cars for many years and don't care about driving the newest cars. Now, the main difference between the two is that when you finance a car, you have to get a car loan and make monthly payments, which include the cost of the car plus interest. On the other hand, if you pay in cash, you don't need to get a car loan, so you eliminate monthly and interest payments because you're paying the full price of the car up front. So if you want to be free and clear of interest and monthly payments, paying cash for a car might be your best friend. However, while this may seem like a great way to buy a car, as Dave Ramsey would agree,
what are you driving?
There are some cons in paying in cash. One is that you might need to put up a lot of money up front, which could be a problem for people who don't have enough savings. Two is that buying a car in cash often means buying a cheaper, older car from someone on the street for a better price. The downside to this is that if the car breaks down for any reason, you might not have anyone to turn to for help. Whereas if you buy a car from a dealership using cash or financing, you may have access to warranty options and support if something goes wrong. So just keep this in mind. The third con is opportunity cost. When you buy a car with cash, you won't have that money for other things like a vacation or investing. For example, let's say you have $30,000 and you use it all to buy a car in cash. That's $30,000 you no longer have in your bank account. A smarter approach would be to make a 20% down payment on the car, so $6,000, and invest the $24,000 that was left over into real estate or other investments to get a good return on your money over time. This is why most of the time, financing a car is better than paying for it in cash. However, if you don't care about investing or having money saved up for other things, then buying a car in cash might be a better fit for you. So again, it all depends on your personal situation. Finally, leasing a car is a great option if you want to always drive a new car and have lower monthly car payments. Not only that, but leasing may be an easier and cheaper way to get a car because dealerships sometimes have promotional offers where you can lease a car for as little as 0% down. Having said that, keep in mind that your credit score plays a role in determining your monthly payments, interest rates, down payment amount, and other expenses related to your lease. Usually, a higher credit score increases your chances of getting a lower interest rate, discounts, and favorable loan terms, while a lower credit score may have the opposite effect. Anyway, I have many videos on my channel going over the importance of credit scores and how they can save you thousands of dollars. So if you want to learn more about how credit scores work or how to improve yours, be sure to watch these videos next. Now, as attractive as a lease may sound, there are some cons to it like mileage limits and potential fees for exceeding them. You also need to keep the leased car in good condition to avoid wear and tear fees, although you may be able to negotiate those fees. And the other con is that you don't own the car. However, by the end of the lease, you have several options available. You can return the car and lease another, return and buy a different one, walk away, extend your lease, or even buy out the leased car. Overall, for most people, leasing is one of the best options because it offers an affordable way to have a new car every few years. So if you love cars like me, this might be the way to go. Now, I want to quickly share with you guys my personal experience with buying a car in cash, financing, and leasing. The first car I ever had was a used 2012 Nissan Altima. My mom bought it in cash and I drove it for around 2 years, mainly to work, until I got into a car accident and the car was totaled. But apart from the accident, the car ran super smoothly and actually helped me save a lot of money since I didn't have any monthly car payments to worry about. My only expenses at the time were car insurance, gas, and occasional oil changes. So based on my experience, purchasing a car with cash was an excellent decision for my mom and I because it freed us from the stress of monthly car payments, which then allowed us to grow our savings. So thank you, Mom. I love you. Now, after the car accident, I bought my second car, a used 2014 Lexus IS 250, which I financed on my own. Since I had a limited credit and lending history, I had to put a down payment of around 20% in order to get this car. The monthly car payments were $389, which was affordable for me because my annual income ranged between $60 to $70K at the time, and my overall living expenses were very low. Now, what's really cool about financing this car is that it helped me build credit and develop a great relationship with both the dealership and the bank that gave me the car loan, which to me is one of the most valuable things when financing a car. However, I had to let go of the car because there was a malfunction, and instead of waiting for the issue to escalate and potentially having to spend thousands on repairs, I traded it in for a newer car. That leads us to my current car, a 2022 Lexus IS 250, which I'm leasing. Thanks to my credit score and my relationship with Lexus, I was able to get a great deal on this newer car with monthly payments almost identical to those of my 2014 car. This was one of the reasons I chose to lease the car, aside from my passion for cars and the Lexus models. To be honest, when it comes to buying in cash, financing, or leasing, my favorite method for getting a car is leasing. Because again, I really like cars, and leasing allows me to treat myself without breaking the bank. After running my numbers, it's also what best works for me based on my income and expenses, and what allows me to save up a lot of money monthly, which I then invest into real estate. However, it may be different for you. If you can take anything out of this video, is that it's important to ask yourself what your goal is with the car you're buying. Because although the car buying rules we went over today can be really useful for determining how much car you can afford, your situation is different than everyone else's, so you have to choose the path that best fits your needs. You may decide to spend more money on a car because it's something you truly love and value, or because you need a reliable car to keep a job. Others may decide to spend less on a car because they'd rather allocate their money elsewhere. Whatever the case may be, figure out your goal with the car, and remember these rules we talked about today because they can save you thousands of dollars on your next car purchase. Anyway, I hope everything we went over today helped you guys understand how much car you can afford based on your salary and needs. And I hope it helps you make the best car buying decision moving forward. And if you made it this far into the video, comment the word cars so I know who my loyal besties are. Also, if you're interested in getting a free $30 after you spend $30 with Rakuten and earning cash back on a ton of popular stores, make sure to check out the links down in the description. That's the best way to support the channel. Happy car hunting, my friends, and may your ride be both epic and budget friendly. Bye.